Every week, they filled this church searching for miracles, healing, breakthrough, protection, and Pastor Gideon gave them exactly what they wanted to see. But behind the altar, beyond the prayers, there was something no one talked about. They called him a prophet, a man chosen by God. Miracles happened weekly, blind eyes opened, barren women conceived. At least, that's what everyone believed. Ada was just 22. Life had not been kind to her. No job, no support, no direction, until someone told her about the church and the man who could change everything. The first time she walked into that church, she felt something different: hope, peace, belonging. And when Pastor Gideon looked at her, it felt like he already knew her story. He called her out during service, spoke about her struggles in detail. The crowd gasped. To them, it was prophecy. To Ada, it was a miracle. After the service, she was invited not to the main office, but somewhere more private, a place only special cases were taken. From that moment, things began to change. Ada became distant. Calls went unanswered. Messages ignored. It was as if she was slowly disappearing without anyone noticing. Then one day, her phone went completely off. No warning, no explanation. Just silence, the kind of silence that doesn't feel normal. Her family searched everywhere. Police stations, hospitals, streets. They held on to hope, but deep down, something didn't feel right. People don't just vanish without a trace. And then the whispers began. Quiet conversations among church members, stories of others who came seeking help but were never seen again. Stories no one dared to say out loud. Because inside that church, Pastor Gideon was more than a man. He was power, untouchable. But one man was about to challenge that power, and what he would uncover was far more terrifying than anyone imagined. A young woman disappears without a trace, last seen inside a church known for miracles. No evidence, no witnesses, just silence. But this time, the silence wouldn't last, because someone was about to start asking questions. Questions no one wanted answered. Detective Kareem had seen cases like this before. Missing persons, unresolved stories, broken families. But something about Ada's case felt different. Too clean, too quiet. Almost like someone was making sure nothing was found. The last known location was Pastor Gideon's church, a place respected, feared, untouchable, which made the investigation even more dangerous. Kareem decided to visit unofficially. No uniforms, no attention, just questions, because sometimes the truth hides better when it isn't being chased. At first, everything looked normal. Worship, smiles, testimonies, the same image the world saw. But Kareem wasn't there for what was visible. He was watching what people tried to hide. Then he noticed something strange. A restricted area, guarded, unmarked, and no member dared to go near it. When he asked about it, the answers didn't match. Different stories, nervous faces, and one phrase repeated over and over: that place is not for everyone. That night, Kareem made a decision. He would come back, not as a visitor, but as someone ready to break the rules. Past midnight, the church was silent, empty, or at least that's what it seemed, because sometimes the real activity begins when everyone is gone. Kareem moved carefully, step by step, towards the restricted area. Every sound echoed, every shadow felt alive, but he kept going. Then he found it, the door unlocked, and what was inside was nothing like a prayer room. This was something else entirely. Symbols on the walls, strange objects, and something that didn't belong in a church. In that moment, Kareem realized the truth. This wasn't just a missing person case. This was something far more dangerous. Kareem documented everything, photos, notes, details, because once this truth came out, there would be no turning back. But the biggest question remained: where was Ada, and how many others had passed through this room without ever leaving? The next morning, the investigation became official, and for the first time, Pastor Gideon was no longer untouchable. When they brought him in for questioning, he didn't panic. He didn't deny. He simply smiled, like a man who believed he was still in control. Then came the testimonies, former members, broken voices, stories of fear, manipulation, and secrets hidden behind deliverance. They spoke of a room where prayers changed into something else, where obedience was demanded, and where leaving was not always an option. Piece by piece, the truth came together, not miracles, but manipulation, not prophecy, but control. And Ada was one of many, a name among others, who walked in searching for hope and never returned. The arrest shook the city. Some refused to believe it, others finally understood. But one thing was certain, the illusion was broken. But even after everything, one question still remained. How long had this been happening, and who else knew? Because sometimes, the scariest part of the truth is realizing it was never hidden at all.